The London Marathon was a bucket list race for me, and I finally got to run it last week. So I wanted to give you a little recap of how the event was. I already posted the race video, so you can see how I did on the race, but I wanted to give you a little bit more information of what it was like and how everything went. I started my training with an injury to my right knee, and I only had 100 days to train, basically starting at zero. Now, a week before the race, my left knee started hurting. I'm not sure if I went out too hard on my last run or what I did. I think maybe something happened in my sleep that I slept on my leg wrong, or I don't know, it kind of felt like I overstretched my knee. On top of that, a day before flying out to London, I slipped on a piece of fruit at the market. So yeah, I wasn't really that confident anymore coming up to the race. The expo was a lot of fun and it was very well organized. Now, since I went on Thursday, it wasn't very busy, so I got through there in no time. There wasn't that much there that I was excited about, because most of the stuff that I normally would be excited about were things that I'm already using or things that I've used in the past. But yeah, they had some really great stands there. Also, they had the giant treadmill, which I've been wanting to try for years now. But seeing the situation with my knees, I didn't think that was such a good idea. So maybe next time. Meeting my fellow Rhino runners the day before the race was a lot of fun. And some of them have watched my videos, so they came up to me to talk to me. So that was really cool. We've been in an app group together for a while now. So yeah, it was fun to finally put some faces to the names. Now for race day, I was a little bit worried about how to get to the start. But as soon as I left my hotel, it became very clear. Thousands of runners were traveling in the same direction, so there's no problem at all getting to the start. I got on a full train and I had to stand by the door. The train was completely packed. Now, there was one more stop that we had to make for other runners to get on, even though the train was completely full. And out of all the places that the train could stop, right there in front of the door where I was standing, fellow Disney runner Amy was standing to wait to get on. So we squeezed her onto the train. We talked all the way to the start. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to finally get to meet her in person. Now, up to the start of the race, I still had no idea how it was gonna go. After months, I finally felt like my right knee was up to it. And then I kind of felt now that my left knee might keep me from finishing. I was doing 5 minutes of running, 2 minutes of walking, thinking that might get me to the finish, hoping that my knee wouldn't keep me from getting there. From start to finish, there were people along the sidelines. That was really amazing. The crowds were great, and the cheering really keeps you going. The first 10K, I felt energized. My knee warmed up, and I felt like I was doing great. I was keeping up with the intervals, even though with all the noise, I sometimes missed a beep for my walk breaks. So some of the walk breaks got cut a little short. But other than that, I felt like I was doing good. There was a lot of music on the course, even though I didn't think there was as much live music or as much of a party vibe as in Berlin. But still, the atmosphere was fantastic, and there was a lot to see on the course. It was also a lot of fun running into some Rhino runners during the race. I got to meet some people that I didn't get to meet during the pasta party. And of course, with the yellow shirts or the Rhino suits, they were very easy to spot. My cheer squad, Kiara, Zane, and Phil, were going to try and see me at the Tower Bridge because my tempo was a little bit higher than I thought. I got there a little sooner than I thought, so they missed me there. But crossing that bridge was amazing. It's such an iconic sight coming up to the bridge, and yeah, just being there, the atmosphere is also fantastic because everybody thinks the same thing. And it's the picture that you have in your head when you think about the London Marathon. So crossing there was really something amazing. But that was only halfway though, because that's just before the half marathon point. But that was the point where I started feeling my legs more. My knees started hurting more. My thigh muscles started to feel a little tighter. And that's when I found out that I had to push myself a little harder to keep going. And those walk breaks started to become more welcome, but also tougher, because every time I started walking, it would start to hurt more. So that's where the crowd was really amazing. They really kept cheering you on. And even though I was in constant pain from then on, I ran the whole race with a smile on my face. The highlight of the race for me came just after 22 miles. When Zane spotted me. They were on the sidelines and Zane all of a sudden started yelling, "Papa, Papa," And Chiara thought that he was just saying that because he knew that they were waiting for me to run by, but he was actually the first one to see me in a huge crowd of people. So that was a lot of fun. I stopped and talked to them for a bit, got some hugs and kisses to keep me going for the rest of the race. Yeah, it was really amazing to have them there on the sidelines. From there, it was only 4 more miles to go, and you also get to the more famous sights of London, the London Eye, the Big Ben. There's also an even bigger crowd around there. So they really push you on to Buckingham Palace for the finish. I'd kept a pace of about 5 minutes and 40 seconds per kilometer, and after about 30K, I slowed down to 6 minutes to 6.5 minutes per kilometer. Still keeping up a pretty good pace considering that I was walking for 2 minutes every 5 minutes. My legs and my knee were killing me, but quitting was not an option. I had to push myself to get across that finish line, and when I did, that was an amazing feeling. After not running for months, after only being able to train for 100 days, running intervals with my longest run only being like 16K, so hurting my other knee, now not being sure if I could actually run the race, but running it at my own pace, running it in intervals, running for Save the Rhino, pushing myself that last part of the race or the last half of the race, getting to that finish line, and running in London, running the London Marathon, my second major marathon. It was just all so amazing, and crossing that finish line, that all just hit, and it was a very emotional moment.
Oh man, that was tough. I got on it very late. That was tough.
They had a really amazing medal this year, I thought, and we also got a t-shirt at the finish line, so I thought that was really cool. Save the Rhino held a picnic at the finish, so I went there for a little bit, but I didn't stay too long because my cheer squad met me there and they wanted to go somewhere else for food. Yeah, I'm sorry for my fellow Rhino runners if I didn't get to say goodbye to you there, but yeah, you were all amazing, you rocked. It was a very different marathon than any of the other marathons that I ran, but I had a great time running it and a great time finishing it, and having Zane there to jump in my arm halfway through the race, that just made it so much better. It was just a fantastic event, and what a great day. Now, the day after the race, I had some really bad muscle aches. My legs were killing me, and my left knee was hurting, but not more than before. So I was very happy about that. And a few days later, that pain got less and less. So yeah, I'm very positive about continuing my training and actually being able to run longer distances again. Next year, I'm registered for Chicago and New York, so I have 2 more really great marathons to look forward to. Thank you so much for following along my journey. Now, until next time, get out there and run.